Gems of Wisdom by the Seventh Dalai Lama. The previous verse we did, verse 8, was what is the prison difficult to escape even though we hold the keys? And the answer was entangled personal relationships such as attachment to family and friends, because those entangled personal relationships keep us filled with attachment and worry and fear and, trying to please people and all sorts of things like that. And then the next verse follows from that. It says, what are the chains which bind one even when one has left that prison? You're getting there. Nostalgia. Attachment to worldly activities even when living in retreat. So worldly activities doesn't just mean the things we do, but it also means the things we think about. Okay? So you may separate from these entangled relationships on a physical level and, go off to the monastery or go to do retreat or whatever. But then what is your mind filled with when it's there? Yeah, your old habits. And so you guess nostalgia, so that sounds like your old habit. Okay? So we look back on the worldly activities that we used to do and go, oh, that was so nice, that was so wonderful. Remember the good old days, remember the good times, and we fill our mind with all sorts of wonderful memories, yeah. Or, that's what nostalgia is. It's a fabricated past, isn't it? So we fabricate these wonderful things, and I miss it, and I want it, and, how was it that I left it? And so we fabricate something, and then our mind's totally distracted, even though our body is at a monastery or in retreat. Okay? Others of us may have different patterns. Here it was focused around attachment to worldly activities. So it could be maybe we're the kind of person who gets involved in everybody's business and has to fix all their problems. Okay? Problem fixer. So you go off to the monastery, you go off to retreat. What are you thinking about all day? Oh, so-and-so has this problem. So-and-so's depressed. So-and-so's suicidal. Oh, these people don't have enough money to live. What's going to happen? This is going to happen, this. How can I fix it? Oh, my relatives don't have enough money. Maybe I should open a business and get them some more money. Maybe I should, call them and make sure that they're okay. Maybe I should, go on Facebook and converse with them. Maybe I should send them a Dharma book. Maybe, and our mind is again, completely filled with all of our old habits, trying to fix everybody's problems. And slip them an email, slip them a letter, just a short note, that we tell ourselves just to let them know that we care. Yeah, but actually there we are going and trying to problem solve. Yeah, I knew one person who finally, after years of effort, building a retreat house, furnishing it really nicely, being in a very good environment, got into retreat, and then I can't remember if this person had visa problems or not, but the other people around had visa problems. So all of a sudden, then she's the one, trying to go down to the foreign registration office and talk them into giving people visas and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and so ended the retreat. Yeah, because your mind just gets carried away with different things. Or, you go to the monastery, you go to the retreat place, and you keep thinking about all the projects that you were involved in before that were so good and so beneficial, and maybe I should go back. And, I did Reiki before. I was really helping people. Yeah, so maybe I should go back and do that, or I should do physical therapy. I was really helping people then. Now I'm just sitting here, you know, kind of looking at my navel and, you know, yeah, I want to do something. I was a teacher before. Yeah, I was really helping people. I saw the result of it. I was a therapist before. I was, you know, whatever you were before. Yeah, and so I was really helping people with them, and you know, maybe that's really more valuable. And so your mind goes into habitual doubt, because that's a habit way of thinking, you know, with attachment to being somebody. Yeah, I was in the military before, you know, I had this kind of rank, and I did this and that, and whatever it was, okay? So there we were. You know, attachment to our old identity, attachment to feeling like we had a place in the world. Yeah. Sometimes you know, when you go into the monastery, you go off and do a retreat, it's like, well, who am I? You know, and then, well, I better establish an identity pretty quick. Yeah. Okay. So just to watch for all these old habitual ways that attachment comes out, even though we may extract ourselves from the physical situation. Restraining the mind and reforming our mental habits is very difficult. There's a story about the fifth Dalai Lama, the great fifth as he's called, when he was very young. And one Lama who had clairvoyant powers came to visit him. And the Dalai Lama's attendant, the young Dalai Lama's attendant, turned him back, saying he's in retreat. And the Lama said, well, tell him that I saw him in the marketplace this morning. And later, during the break time of the retreat, the attendant, you know, told that to the Dalai Lama, the young Dalai Lama, and he said, well, yeah, that was true. I got really distracted in my meditation, and I was, you know, dreaming about the marketplace. Yeah. So it happens to everybody, I think.